If you're taking an Alaskan cruise, you're likely going to be experiencing the best of the Inside Passage, a unique and awe-inspiring coastal route showcasing the many natural wonders of the last frontier. Along the route is Skagway, a town where tales of the gold rush flow through the historic streets, and Icy Strait Point, a place that used to be the largest salmon pack house in Alaska. But beyond the ports and the town centers are endless outdoor adventures waiting to be discovered and experienced.
Upon opening our eyes this morning, we pulled up to the town of Skagway. We actually docked at 7 a.m. It's currently about 9:45 in the morning. We're going to be heading out and exploring this town that is really famous for its gold rush and also its sled dogs. I also want to add that this has been one of the stops that I've been looking forward to the most, so I'm really excited to explore this city.
If you ever need me, honey, just call me. I waste no time, love, I come straight to you. Oh, the river's wide, dear, and the road is muddy. Even if I gotta swim there, you know I'll be there soon.
If there's any place in Alaska where you can feel the thrill and the excitement of yesteryear, it is Skagway. Between the historic streets lined with wooden buckboard sidewalks and the old railroad that weaves into the mountains of the Yukon, we instantly feel as if we've been whisked back 100 years into the past. Skagway is famous for being one of the gateways to the Yukon gold fields back in the late 19th century. So at one point, 20,000 gold-crazed stampeders clamored over to the Klondike to strike it rich, bringing lots of activity to this tiny Alaskan town. During that era, Skagway was a wild and lawless place known for its rough and tumble atmosphere, and it almost feels as if we can still hear the sounds of the ballroom pianos and the lively crowds echoing out onto the streets as we walk. We just walked through historic Skagway and it was so cute. It felt like we were transported back in time, and there were saloons on every street corner and all the buildings were painted really bright and vibrant colors, and it certainly did feel like we were out in the wild west. So the day has been off to a fantastic start, but now we are walking over to Lower Reed Falls.
So that waterfall was absolutely massive. I honestly thought that it belonged in like Yosemite or something because it was only like a 5-minute hike to get to, so that was unexpected but greatly appreciated. But I'm now walking through the Gold Rush Cemetery, which has all of these gravestones from the very late 1800s, and apparently the reason that it's so well kept is actually in the 20s and 30s. It was a big tourist hotspot. Pause, because now there's a train coming by. It really makes me feel like I'm back in the 1800s with the train going by. So after our 5-mile hike through Skagway all the way to that cemetery and the waterfall, we've made it back into Old Town, and we're about to hop on a bus because it's about time that we go on our sled dog ride. What's different about this ride versus the one that we did over in Finland, which was in the snow in the peak of winter, is I believe the sled dogs will be pulling us while we're on a cart that has wheels. So I'm really excited to see how that works, but we actually need to go hop on the bus because it's gonna be like an hour drive to get there. After about an hour and a half, we have made it to our sled dog location. We were actually driving through the Yukon mountains for the past little bit, and it's been beautiful. There were yellow leaves. We actually crossed over into Canada, but behind me and all around me are these really cool trophies and photos from the Iditarod race. If you have not heard about it, it's where basically you go, I believe, over 1,000 miles with your sled dogs over everything, lakes, glaciers, rock, mountains, and you're trying to get there in one piece and survive this crazy ride. But I believe the owners of this sled dog establishment, they have done the Iditarod, which is really impressive.
It's absolutely wild to be doing this sled dog ride at the beginning of autumn because the trees are starting to change color and we're just flying by bursts of bright yellow. All the mountains in the backdrop are painted with ochre trees and the scene altogether is simply sensational. We are standing up on the back of an ATV set in neutral and these dogs are just booking it, having the absolute time of their lives. Yukon sled dogs are a special breed of working dogs used in long-distance sled dog racing, and they're known for their remarkable endurance, strength, and the ability to withstand the extreme winter conditions of Alaska and Canada's Yukon area. These kinds of sled dogs played a crucial role in the exploration, transportation, and survival of people in the Yukon, especially in the colder months. So soft, I can't get over it. Look how big their paws are.
So apparently all the puppies here are 6 weeks old. So one day they'll be running just like their papa and mama.
Oh my gosh.
When
Reminds me of Gretel. I know.
She's so jealous.
Gretel will be like, how dare you?
After our husky experience, we came back onto the ship and we got some delicious dinner, and we are now sitting in the theater waiting on a really exciting show. It's called Boogie Wonderland.
So apparently there's a lot of acrobats and a lot of movement on stage, so they actually had to cancel it and postpone it because the other night it was really rocky.
Right.
But we're on calm waters now, so it should be a really good show.
Yeah, we got our drinks. Chad's about to get a virgin pina colada. He's been inspired by
Yes.
my brother-in-law. They've drank probably like 20
cruise life.
collectively. Boys and their pina coladas.
Cheers. Cheers.
Yum yum.
They are really good.
It is good.
We just wrapped up our show called Boogie Wonderland, and I have to say that the theme song for the show is stuck in my head. It kind of goes like, Boogie Wonderland, and then they repeat it with all these lights going everywhere. So anyways, it was a very fantastic show. The dancers did an incredible job. There was also acrobats coming down from the ceiling, doing spins and twirls. We're gonna be heading to bed because it has been a long day. I think we woke up at like 6:30 this morning and have been going nonstop. So with all that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. morning from Icy Strait Point. We just landed, I believe at 6:30 this morning. It's about 10:30 now, but we're heading onto the mainland, and I'm really excited for this stop because it's apparently really good for buying local handmade Alaskan goods. All the other spots were pretty cool, but I could tell that they were more built up, whereas this one looks a lot more nature-based. So I'm really excited to explore Hoonah. I believe that's the city here.
So Icy Strait Point is the port that all the Alaska cruises stop at, and back in 1912 it was built to house a salmon cannery that at one point produced over 152,000 cases a year. Absolutely crazy to think about. But long before Icy Strait Point became a thing, this area was home to the Tlingit Indigenous people who've lived here since the Little Ice Age when they were forced out of their original home in Glacier Bay. From where our cruise pulled in this morning, we walked about 30 minutes over to the town of Hoonah, which is home to the largest Tlingit community, which of course is an indigenous tribe here in Alaska.
Yeah, and I was actually reading one of the signs there, and this has been like a reoccurring theme that I've seen throughout Alaska and also like southern United States, is back in the early 1900s, late 1800s, they had like a huge re-education system, I guess, basically trying to strip away all of these tribes' heritage and history and culture, their language. So there's been a good resurgence of trying to bring back that language, that culture. And it's been really cool to see it there because they were carving totem poles, and it was just such a wonderful town to be able to walk around.
Yeah, so under one of the tents there was a man talking about this totem pole project that he's been working on, and there was one that was completed. It was massive, and apparently 4 people carved it together, and it took them 6 months. And actually, I have a little some in my pocket. He gave me this little wood chip which came from the totem pole. It smells so fragrant, and it's actually yellow cedar, which is the wood that they chose to use. And with a totem pole, apparently it kind of tells a story, and you read it from the bottom to the top, and each symbol is basically like a chapter. So he was telling us a story about the totem pole that he'd completed, and it's just so cool to see the creativity that went into it, but also the tradition that is still so much alive and well in this community. So that was really amazing to witness. Chad and I were just sitting out on our private balcony enjoying the scenery of Alaska when I saw this really big white splash out in the ocean. And I was like, oh my gosh, Chad, get over here. I think there's a whale in the water. And I was correct. There was a whale that was breaching 3 to 4 times. And it was just so magical to be able to witness that from our very own balcony. And that is why you should definitely get yourself a balcony if you do decide to come on an Alaskan cruise. Oh, what a fantastic finale. I think we should probably end the video here because I don't think it can get more grand than that. We actually have one last stop in Alaska, which is going to be Ketchikan. And so if you'd like to join us there, hit subscribe as we travel to 50 countries around the world. And with all that said, we'll catch you all in Ketchikan. Bye!